From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate. Global Affairs Canada says consular officials urgently want more information about the death of a Canadian in American custody. Officials with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement say 49-year-old Johnny Noviella was pronounced dead on June 23rd, and their investigation into the death is continuing. Noviella was waiting in a detention center for a deportation hearing when he was discovered unresponsive. ICE says Noviella, a legal permanent resident, had been detained on May 15th after violating his parole for a previous conviction on racketeering and trafficking opioids. Alberta's premier says the province's desire to separate from Canada has never been higher. Danielle Smith is pointing to a by-election in the Olds Didsbury Three Hills riding this week that saw a separatist candidate garner almost 18% of the vote. She says that separatist desire can be quelled if Prime Minister Mark Carney scraps laws that she says stifle energy production in Alberta. At the same event where the Premier made the comments, Federal Internal Trade Minister Chrystia Freeland highlighted the recently passed Bill C-5, that's the Major Projects Bill, as a sign that Canada has reached a turning point. The numbers have been crunched, and Alberta's finance minister is set to present the results from last year's provincial budget. The fiscal year ended in March when Nate Horner's budget was initially forecast to produce a nearly $6 billion surplus. It is unclear if that proposed tally will stand. Alberta's new budget year, introduced in February, predicts Alberta will register a $5.2 billion deficit by the end of March 2026. Prosecutors have wrapped up their closing arguments in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial. The defense will deliver closing arguments today. That's before prosecutors get the final word. Reporter Aaron Katersky was inside the courtroom.
Prosecutors pointing to allegations of arson, drugs, and the bribery of a hotel security guard following 2016 assault of Cassie Ventura as proof Combs ran a criminal enterprise with a cadre of loyal lieutenants. It's his kingdom. Everyone was there to serve him.
Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges. On the international stage, Donald Trump says the U.S. has signed an agreement with China on trade and expects to have a deal soon done with India. No details have been released about the Chinese agreement, and Beijing's confirmation was also vague. And finally, dashboard and doorbell cameras across several states caught glimpses of something out of this world. Reporter Victor Oquendo investigates.
A bright white fireball streaking across the sky, part of it crashing down to earth. Witnesses from Georgia, North and South Carolina, Virginia, and as far west as Tennessee reported sightings around noon. 911 call centers inundated, some hearing a loud boom, saying they even felt shaking and thought it was an earthquake.
The object was likely either a meteor or space junk, but it's rare for such an object to be so bright it can easily be seen in broad daylight. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Zach Collaros threw 3 touchdown passes and ran for a critical TD himself, leading the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to a 36-23 victory over the Edmonton Elks. In the MLB, the Toronto Blue Jays are just 3 games behind first place New York in the American League East. That's after a 6-0 rout of Cleveland. Kevin Gausman allowed 2 hits over 8 shutout innings. No surprise here, Shohei Ohtani of the LA Dodgers and New York Yankees slugger Aaron Judge are the first 2 players to be picked for baseball's All-Star Game. Both players had about 4 million votes in fan balloting. The midseason showcase will be played July 15th in Atlanta. It appears the NHL and the NHLPA are close to signing off on a 4-year collective bargaining agreement extension. A report says the plan would see the schedule move from 82 to 84 games. And the NFL is handing former Baltimore Ravens kicker Justin Tucker a 10-week suspension linked to alleged inappropriate sexual behavior with massage therapists. From the Canadian Press, I'm Rob Westgate.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.